Hey gamers, Lord Modder 85 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the PlayStation Classic. So the PlayStation Classic was released on December 3rd of 2018. Now I know that was a little over a year ago, but I have not had a chance to get my hands on one of these. But I am super excited to unbox it, check it out, and play some of the classic PlayStation games that come on it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so we have the PlayStation Classic. So, box is pretty cool. I mean, it does reminisce of the original PlayStation box. I remember getting my PlayStation Christmas of 1998. I know, that's crazy, right? One of the first games I got for it was Crash Bandicoot. I love that game. I still love it to this day. In fact, I got the Insane Trilogy for the PlayStation 4. So let's look on the back first. So it looks like we have 20 classic preloaded games. And there's some real winners on here. Now, obviously not all these games are the greatest. Now, some of these I didn't play, but some of them are. So let's go down the list here, and I'll tell you the ones I have personally played when I was a kid. So just from the top here, Ballerina I did not play. Cool Borders 2 I did play a little bit of on one of the Jam Pack demos. If any of you either had a Walmart in your local town, obviously back at those times, which was the late 90s, or of course you were subscribed to the PlayStation Magazine, you would know what Jam Pack is, and Cool Borders 2 was one of the demos on the Jam Pack disc. Destruction Derby I didn't have. Final Fantasy 7 I didn't have it, but I did rent it. It was a lot of fun. I did play at the time. Funny enough, of course, we're going to get a remake now with Final Fantasy 7 on the PS4. The original Grand Theft Auto, of course. Now we have GTI 5, the GT 5 Online that has replaced that. Of course, we've had many different games since then, and they've all been great. That franchise has really blown up since those days. Okay, Intelligent Cube, nope, have not played that one, so I'll get the chance to play that one. Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, a classic. Metal Gear Solid is a major classic, of course. If you had the original PlayStation back in the day, you definitely played the original Metal Gear Solid, at least for the PlayStation. Obviously, we know Metal Gear on the Nintendo Entertainment System, but Metal Gear Solid was definitely a classic for the PlayStation. Mr. Driller, I never played that one. Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. Now, funny enough, it was originally released on the original PlayStation, but it did get a re-release on the original Xbox, and actually that is when I played it. I never played it on the PlayStation itself. Rayman, love that game. It's classic. I've played all the way through it. Of course, I'm definitely going to have to do a Twitch run on this one or a YouTube live, depending on which one I do. Be looking forward to that one. Resident Evil Director's Cut, obviously we've just had the re-release last year with Resident Evil 1 and 2 on the PS4, and of course on the other platforms, Xbox, PC. I think it's also on the Switch as well. Revelations Persona, I have not played that. I don't even know if this is part of the Persona franchise, but it could be, so who knows? If somebody does know if this is part of the Persona franchise, let me know in the comments below. Ridge Racer, R4 Ridge Racer Type 4. Classic game. Again, this is one of the ones that was on the Jam Pack disc. I actually rented this game a lot. I never personally owned it, but it was a great game nonetheless. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. I never played this one. I think it was pretty cool from what I've heard, but I've never personally played it. Siphon Filter, I did play a demo, but I never got into the Siphon Filter games, really. A couple friends of mine had it, and they'd bring it over, and we'd play a little bit. Tekken 3. I love the Tekken franchise. I remember playing these back in the arcade days, of course, in local bowling alley and stuff like that, and I tell you, the Tekken games, and this one in particular, Tekken 2 is actually my favorite, but Tekken 3 was also a good game as well. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Now, the Rainbow Six franchise, that game has exploded in popularity as well, just like Grand Theft Auto, and I believe Siphon Filter got big too, but this is where it got its start. I've never actually played the first one, but I did play its titles after that. Twisted Metal, another huge classic, run and gun type of game for a car shooter. Must have if you had multiplayer back in the day for the PlayStation. All my friends had this game. We loved it. We went over to everybody's houses and played it for hours. Wild Arms. My sister loves this game, and what's funny is it is definitely another classic RPG style game, just like Final Fantasy, Legend of the Dragon, and lots of other games from this era of gameplay. The PlayStation itself was a huge titan when it came to RPGs and JRPGs as well. This is where we got the biggest titles come out of that era, and of course now we have it on the new systems as well. So now that we went through all the games and kind of see what was on at least the back of the box, let's see what's on the box and see what comes with it. So right here you can see you get the console, 2 controllers, okay, you get your a USB cable, and of course your HDMI cable. It says all right here what you get. Now, the funny thing is, if you look here, USB AC adapter not included. See back for details. So if you come back here, I did read this a little bit. This unit does not come with a USB adapter. What I mean by that is a wall wart. So you will need to have one of these guys. I actually had one of these from one of my old LG phones, and basically you just need something that runs 0.5 volt, and that will do you fine. Now, just before we get into this, I do want to disclaim, I do not know if these are being distributed anymore. I'll leave information down below if you'd like to know any more information about this one. I actually got this as a present. This particular PlayStation cost right around $35. Now, funny enough, this was at our local Dollar General. I actually came home the other day, and it was a nice little surprise. I had seen it, and it's like, oh, that's cool. And actually, the USB AC adapter says right there, it's not included as well. So, all right, and nice little ad there. That's the size there. We'll do a size comparison here after a bit, though. So let's dig into this thing. Okay, so first thing we do is just pull this. And I have not opened this, so no tape on it. That's a weird box. I have never seen a box like this. There we go. I should have done that to begin with. Okay. So this is pretty clean. I mean, kind of traditional kind of PlayStation. I know the PlayStation 4 is very similar to this nowadays. A lot of course, Sony's type of equipment is box similar to this. Oh, look at that. That is adorable. Looks like all the buttons actually do work, just like the original PlayStation. So that's pretty cool. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So we'll set this aside for a moment. It's just, I want to look at it real quick. Oh goodness, look at this thing. It is tiny. It fits literally in the palm of my hands. Or I could put it on the one hand. That's crazy. That is insane. So you do get kind of an instruction manual with it. Just basic. I'm not going to go through this just because this is more of your typical kind of, what is this? I mean, you get this with your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch. Any console that ever comes out always comes with something like this. And really on the front, that's pretty much all you need to know. Let's just pull this out here. Oh, and there's your two controllers. I'm only going to get one out. The other one we'll just set aside. Oh, I'm making a mess here. There you go. Look at these things. Aren't they cute? Look at this. That's crazy. It's really light too. Now, if you haven't noticed, this uses a standard USB cable. So it is possible that you could use these on the computer as kind of if you wanted to use emulators or something on the computer. But we'll be going over something like that later on. I got some ideas for that. So of course this is the power cable. Now it looks like it just uses a standard micro USB cable to A, and that's pretty much it. These things are very plentiful. You can get them a lot of places. Dollar stores, Dollar Generals. If you're in the States, I don't know if you know what Dollar General is. Other parts of the world, but in the States we have Dollar Generals, and you can Dollar Tree as well. And I think Dollar Tree is in other countries, but yeah. So we'll set that aside, and then of course an HDMI cable. Now I'm not going to be pulling this out because this is just a standard HDMI cable. I have one already I'm going to be using, so we don't need that. So yeah, that's all you get. Like I said, I could take the other controller out, huh? Set that aside. So let's go ahead and put all this stuff away, and we'll compare it with the full-size thing. All right, a little bit of movie magic there. So as you can see, I got the little PlayStation Classic literally sitting on top of the full-size one here. I hit the open button on accident, but yeah, as you can see, the open button doesn't do anything. I don't know if it's a reset. See, it says open on here. There's nothing it does as far as I know. Maybe it goes back to the home screen or something. Of course, on the original one, you open it, opens up. Reset button, I'm assuming it does the same thing. Reset just like the original, and then of course the power button. Now, I'm going to set this one aside. Now, let's look at the back. There's not much going on the back of this thing. Funny enough, hold on a second. That's just molded. I thought maybe there was another one, because if you look on the original, there is a little thing here, and this is kind of a parallel port for various things. Of course, I am horrible at getting things open. Anyways, that's a parallel port. Not opening it because I am not going to do that. And then, of course, you got your HDMI, and then power here. I don't think this actually does anything here on this one. Now on this one here, as you can tell, it has power, your audio, your video, and then serial port. Now I'm gonna put that like that. Now the funny thing is, they did keep the HDMI and the power in the exact same location, just like on the original. That's pretty cool, I think. So I think if you look at the two different systems, they did an excellent job of recreating the original system as a small system. I think that is awesome. Let's go ahead and lift this one up a little bit and just look at the ports again on the front. Now obviously you have memory card slots on here just like the original one, but they're not functional because it probably has internal memory you'll be using. You have your two USBs here, and then on this one you have the two controller ports. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now another little treat I did here as well is I actually got the, you know what, I'm a doofus. I picked up the wrong controller, but that's okay, because I ended up grabbing my old controller in storage. Now as you can see, these controllers look incredibly similar. They should. This is pretty much an exact replica of the original one. Heck, they probably even took the mold from this one to create this one. I mean, it is Sony. They own all their own products. As you can see, another cool little feature is on the controller port here. The new one, the little classic mini one, does have the same kind of shape, of course, except the USB adapter there. I think they did a really good job of recreating everything exact. I mean, this is the original here, and the buttons all feel the same, And as you can see here, now the only difference I see here, this is glossy on this one, this is not, but I guess it is glossy. I just didn't see it in the reflection. And like I said, the molds are identical. There's no difference whatsoever on the controllers, and that makes sense. They feel just like it. Now the funny thing is, I remember playing this. Actually, I don't feel any weight difference either. Heck, you know what? It could just be the same controller with a different input. Who knows? But I do remember playing this back in the day, and the funny thing is, this has kind of a, it's not rubberized, but that kind of plasticky matte feeling. This has been worn off of this one, funny enough, over time. This one also, I remember this, like I said, playing this back in the day. This feels identical to what this was like when it was brand new. So, move this stuff here. I'm gonna at least move the controller out of the way. So, I am very impressed with what Sony did with this. Now, like I said, unfortunately, these have went down in price. This was not as popular as the Super Nintendo Mini or the NES Mini by any means. Those consoles just flew off shelves. This one did not do as well as those consoles. That's okay. I think I'm definitely going to be having fun with this little guy. So let's go ahead and check out the menus and some of the games. All right, here we go. All right, so we got all the titles here. All games. So I guess let's take a look at the menus first. So I guess the like different settings and things. So let's go ahead and hit settings. So it looks like most of the normal stuff, like legal notice. What's this? Open source software. Oh, that's pretty cool. So one thing I've noticed here is games. I'm assuming this is for licensing purposes. Like if you were running an emulator, for example, and you didn't own the game, that's illegal. But if you own the game, it's technically legal. This is technically an emulator too, but I don't know. That's kind of how these mini consoles work. All resumed points and save data in memory cards will be deleted, and delete false settings will be restored. Or you no. So that's basically a factory reset. Restore defaults, power save settings. What's this? Turn off the console after 60 minutes of inactivity. Oh, it's like a power save. Okay, I got you. And then, of course, languages. So if you live in a different country, you could definitely use this because, like, if you live in, France or Italy, Netherlands, I wonder if they have Japan. I'm assuming that's either Japanese or Chinese. I couldn't tell you. Screensaver. After 5 minutes. Okay. We got guides. Console button guide. Okay, so it just shows you what the different buttons do. So the reset button, quit the game and go to the home screen. Oh, okay, so if you hit the reset button, it just basically resets the console, kind of like the original PlayStation. Turn the console on or off. Obviously, power. Oh, see, now that is smart. The little open button that's on the original PlayStation, this one here, that one is literally virtual disk change. So I'm assuming like games like, well, let's see, hold on, what would have virtual disk change? Maybe I don't know if Wild Arms has multiple discs. My sister likes that game, but I don't know. Final Fantasy VII would probably have virtual discs if I remember right. Metal Gear Solid definitely has virtual disk. Um, That's the only ones off the top of my head that I can think of. So, at least as far as right now, like if they were to add more games, which I think this can be modded. So we'll talk about that later. What other guides is there? Product website. Access the website below the information related to this product. Oh, so it just takes you to the website. Example, well, on the other side of the screen, see? Yeah. So it just takes you to the website. Yeah, alright. And, memory cards. Obviously, they're memory cards. Alright, well, let's play a game. Let's see. Let's start off with... Rayman. Rayman, a classic, fun to play, amazing platformer. If you don't know how I'm capturing this, I'm actually capturing it. That's why it's sitting on the Xbox One. I'm actually capturing it through my Xbox One over the network. So maybe we'll put that. It's basically a capture card because I don't have an actual capture card. Ah, okay. I was checking my levels. Everything looks good. It's been a while since I've actually captured anything, so. It's been a long time since I played this game. I really like this game a lot, though. Alright. Play a little bit of Rayman. Some of these games have some really good soundtracks. Oh, I must have a save. Well, I did play a little bit just to test it out, but... Huh. You know what? We're just gonna start a new one. Oops. I guess I should... You know what? We'll just use the one I was doing. We'll just do ABC. And start. Plink Plant Woods. So we'll play through the first couple levels, and then I will show you what the memory card saves look like by resetting the console. Give you an idea of what to expect. Which is very, as far as I know, it would be similar to the original PlayStation. And this is just a fun soundtrack. There was this one level, it was with the fly. I can't remember what the name of it was. But, yeah, my parent, I would sing that over and over and over again as a kid. I would annoy the crap out of my parents. Oh, I didn't know there was a little guy there. What the heck? I know there's a secret over here. Oh, maybe not. You guys are probably going to be like, hey, there is a secret over there. But, I don't know. I don't remember. I'd say the PlayStation, well, the CD consoles, I should say, actually are the ones that started having, besides the Sega CD, were the consoles that started having, like, real soundtracks, like actual music in their games. And so they sounded really good. I mean, you could fit 700 megs on a CD disc. Why wouldn't they sound good, right? I may have to do like a Twitch run on this or something, or even a YouTube live or Facebook live or something. I think that would be fun. I've been meaning to do some of those live streams. I just haven't really got that far. I've done a few, but mainly my VR stuff. Yeah, got my power puncher.
my super punch, whatever you want to call it. No, I haven't played this a million times. I used to play this all the time as a kid. Which actually, as I say kid, I was a teenager actually. I was probably 13. Well, I was 13 because it would have been 1998. So, well, no. I probably got a year later maybe. This game actually came out I think in 95? Oh crap. Yeah, go in the pond. Kick that guy's butt. So far I'm not seeing any slowdown or any problems, and it seems to be running really, really well. And you got to remember that this is a mini console, so it's technically an emulated system. Because I think, don't quote me 100% on this, but I think it runs on the Android system. Which, as we know, like Raspberry Pi, well, I guess Raspberry Pi is Linux, and this might be a Linux system too. But I guess Android is technically a variant of Linux. But the point is that I'm trying to make, Linux and Android in general are very, very, very moddable. And being able to mod this console especially, oops, well, that's gone, gives you the ability to play PlayStation games, like if you download them. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. That's because that's illegal. But if I remember right, I did read somewhere it's like it's called Auto Beam or something like that. Oh crap! Oh shit! Come on, there we go. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely look into that because I want to mod this thing. I think that would be fun. I modded my PSP a long time ago. I have a PSP and I modded it a really long time ago. Alright, well, we played through the first level of this game, so let's go ahead and check out a different game. Let's check. So, do you want to delete the resume point and save a new one? No. So there should be a memory. Oh, we were going to look at memory cards. Let's look at a memory card. So as you can see here, this is very similar to the original PlayStation. There is one difference that I see, though, is the cursor is like theme based. So maybe or maybe that's in all of them. I don't know. But I do know that what you could do, the original PlayStation, you're able to just select it, copy it, move it, do whatever you want with it, put it on a different memory card. But on here, since it's virtual storage or virtual memory, you only get one option, and it is to select what you want and delete it. And then it goes away. Now, the graphic and the way it looks and everything is identical to the way it was, back in the original PlayStation. So that's pretty awesome, actually. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's go ahead and check out, I don't know. Let's check out a fighting game. Tekken 3. Tekken 3 is pretty awesome. Like I said, I used to play Tekken 2 a lot. One of my favorite actual fighting games for the original PlayStation, actually I have two of them. One was probably everybody's favorite, Street Fighter Alpha 3. I really liked that game. The other one was Bloody Roar 2. Now, the first time I ever played that game was on the Jam-Pack demo disc. And then I rented it a lot, and then I had it for a very short period of time until I sold it, which I don't have Bloody Roar 2 anymore, unfortunately. Oh, this brings me back. Holy smolies. Let's be a Chica. Be a Chica. Chica against Chica. You think I'll get my butt kicked? Probably.
Round 1.
Fight. No, no. Quit with the feet. There. I'm just gonna drop kick you. Oh no. Fine. I'll just kick you in the crotch. Aha! Yeah. Drop kick you.
You win.
You win. Drop kicking again. That's like a solo. You know that one person. You know you that one person. Oh crap! Come on, come on! No, no, no! Get up! Jump! No, 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 no! You know that one person that's like that one move over and over, just spamming the same move. Oh my god, that makes me so mad.
You win.
My wife loves. If you guys have ever played Mortal Kombat Deception, my wife loves that game, and she always spams the same move with Nightwolf, and it drives me nuts. But to be fair, it's an awesome move. Although Mortal Kombat Deception is awesome too. Of course, that's the original place. We're going to that is some. No, 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 ah, no. No. There's probably people out there cringing like, you suck. Well, I haven't played this for a really long time, so.
You win. Round 2. Fight.
By the way, if you hear glitches here, it's not the PlayStation, it's the stream. Because remember, I'm streaming this over the network, so I can record it. No. I'm just gonna throat punch you. I'm gonna throat punch you. Throat punching doesn't work that often.
Final round. Fight.
Yeah, I see it there. It had to slow down on the network. I have a 5 gigahertz router, but sometimes it's a little bit slow on the uptake. I tried using if you guys watch my videos, you know I have an Oculus Quest. And the Oculus Quest, you can use virtual desktop to stream over the network, but sometimes I like using that. But don't play like really intense games, like because it doesn't work. Stuff like this works pretty well, but not the Quest. Somebody might be streaming downstairs too. I don't know. I bet they are. That's okay though.
Round 1. Fight.
Ah! We'll end it off with Ridge Racer R4 type. Classic game. This game is awesome. Our soundtrack is amazing. If you've never listened to the R4 type, I guess is it R4 type? I don't know, I just clicked on it, I don't remember. But if you have ever listened to this soundtrack, go to YouTube, type that game in, and listen to it because it is awesome. So we're just gonna skip through all this stuff and just get to the meat and potatoes. Yeah, R4 Ridge Racer Type 4. That was close. So we'll just do the Grand Prix.
Welcome to the Real Racing Roots.
Blah blah blah. I just want to play. You know when you're that, well, my nephew's guilty of it, but you're that kid and you just don't want to listen to all this stuff. Especially racing games, you just want to get to the point. Most time. Some people don't. We're just going to pick this one, automatic, boom, bada bing. We'll see if we can win the first race. I don't think I'm going to, but we'll see what happens. Now, I remember when I played this game the first time, I actually had an analog controller, a DualShock, or whatever you want to call it. And that was the controller I had. There we go. I like third person mode. I don't remember the brake. Oh, that's the brakes. Okay. No, that's not the brakes. Yeah, this is just a kick-ass soundtrack. It's really loud in my ears. Ooh, no, 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 no. Yeah, see, I suck at this. It's been years since I played this. I used to play the demo all the time. And then I started renting it because I liked the demo so much. And then finally I bought it. Like I said, and then I ended up freaking getting rid of it. Although my stepdad actually had this game, and he ended up giving it to me. So technically, I still have it. Well, it's not technically; it's sitting downstairs right now. 6. I can't remember if there's 2 or 3 laps. This is like when you drifted back then, before PlayStation, or not PlayStation around, before, what was that, Need for Speed Underground? That game you drift in all the time. That game was awesome. Yeah, this thing is just, oh wow, I suck. Oh, no, 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 keep going. But no, this PlayStation Classic is running pretty well, and it is fun. This brings me back though. Oh, there we had a slowdown in the network. If you have an Xbox One, this is like a poor man's way of getting basically an Elgato. I don't know. Is this finish? Finish! So that means there's 2 laps in a race. Of course, you can watch the thing.
Alrighty, so I have been playing the PlayStation Classic for a couple days, and I gotta say, it's an amazing little console, but it's still not without its flaws though. Alright, so now we all know the simple fact that the PlayStation Classic just didn't sell very well. I mean, the issue was, you know, it could have done better if it had better marketing, and if it had a better, more robust library. Maybe, you know, instead of the 20 games we got, maybe a little mixture of some of the more classics. Like, it didn't even have Tomb Raider on it. Come on. We are already seeing the effects this is having on the PlayStation Classic, as it is being lowered in price, and in some cases being clearanced out altogether. Now, at the time of shooting this video, you can still buy the PlayStation Classic at the majority of most big box stores like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and of course you can also still buy it in game stores like, you know, maybe some local game retailers and GameStop. Now, you can also purchase the PlayStation Classic online as well still, and I'll leave links down in the description below where you can find it. Remember, mine came from a Dollar General store here in the US. So what does the future hold for the PlayStation Classic? I believe the modding community will pick up most of the slack, which they already have. There's already a couple different mods out there for the PlayStation Classic. One in particular is called Auto Bleem. The other one is called Bleem Sync. Now in the future, I do plan on doing some videos on those, but current, I haven't really looked into them much. But that's something to look forward to. So what do I rate the PlayStation Classic console? Well, I rated it a 7.5 out of 10, and the reason is because the library is still a bit lacking, and the PlayStation Classic didn't come with any DualShock controller at all. I mean, one of the best games in the whole library is 8-Bit Escape, and if they put that on the console mixed with a DualShock controller, that would have been awesome, but they didn't, and that's unfortunate. Now, I still highly recommend the PlayStation Classic console, and if you're looking for that late 90s nostalgia trip, this is the one for you. Well, gamers, I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you'd like, go ahead and check out my Facebook, my Discord, and my Twitter. And as always, gamers, we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.